Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, I'm Devi Fortuna Halim with name 20400122005, and I'm from class PBIA. Today I will explain assessment 3. The first question: do you agree that discourse and discourse analysis refer to the same thing? In my opinion, I do not agree. Discourse and discourse analysis are two different concepts. Discourse refers to the use of language in communication, both spoken and written with and specific social context. Meanwhile, discourse analysis is a method or approach used to analyze how language is utilized in such as communication, discourse in the object being studied, while discourse analysis is the approach to study it. Okay, the question number 2 question: do you agree that the main task of discourse analysis is to describe errors found in the use of spoken and written discourse? I do not agree. Discourse analysis is not merely about identifying and describing language errors. It goes beyond that. The primary goal of discourse analysis is to understand how language is used in a particular context, whether in text or spoken interaction. This analysis includes language structure, communication function, social relationship between a speaker or reader and their audience, as well as cultural aspects that influence language use. The three question: does the scope of discourse analysis include both spoken and written discourse? Yes, discourse analysis encompasses both spoken and written discourse. Spoken discourse is usually more spontaneous, involving intonation, pause, and direct interaction between speakers. Meanwhile, written discourse is more structured, follow more formal grammatical rules, and lacks verbal elements such as intonation or facial experience. The fourth question: do you know what spoken discourse? Yes, spoken discourse refers to how language is used verbally in communication. Its actual representation speaking, which involves product sound systematical to convey meaning. Bailey 2005 defines speaking as the ability to produce systematic verbal utterance to express meaning. Brown and Bruns and Joy explain that speaking is an interactive process that involves producing, receive, and process information. It depends on the context, participant, and purpose of communication. Do you agree that interactional speaking is one of discourse analysis scope in spoken discourse? Yes, interactional speaking is part of discourse analysis in spoken discourse. It refers to conversation where people interact socially, such as are greeting, small talk, and sharing experience. This type of speaking focus on social interaction, requires two-way participant and follow certain rules. For example, in casual conversation, topics change frequently and people often use expressions like really or oh no to show engagement. Discourse analysis helps uncover the structure and function of such interaction, which differ from formal setting like classroom conversation. The sixth question: do you agree that casual conversation and classroom conversation are different? Yes, I agree that casual conversation and classroom conversation are different. They differently in their purpose, structure, and interaction patterns. Classroom conversation have a more formal structure and tend to follow in intonation, response, and feedback patterns. In this type of conversation, the teacher often initiates the conversation, intonation, the student respond, and the teacher provides feedback. On the other hand, casual conversation are more free, flowing, natural, and flexible. In the example of the conversation between John and Mary, they start with greeting and talk about the weather and then transition to the topic of shopping. They use adjectives such as John, how are you doing? Mary, I'm doing alright. How about you? Additional in casual conversation. Thus, casual conversations are more flexible in structure and social oriented, while classroom conversations are more structured and aimed at learning. The seventh question: do you agree that the classroom is the first place for learners to learn and practice English? Yes, I agree that the classroom is the first place for learners to learn and practice English. The classroom has a distinct communication style that sets it apart from other situations, characterized by a structured environment, teacher-guided interaction, and more formal language use. In a classroom context, teachers often simplify language to make it easier for students to understand. As Richard stated, a teacher uses foreign style to help students comprehend a foreign language. Although the classroom is not a really work communication setting, Sinclair and Coulthard stated that it's a good starting point for students to learn and practice English before using it more natural social situations. Last question: do you agree that conducting discourse analysis for classroom conversation is important? Yes, I agree that conducting discourse analysis in classroom conversation is important because it serves three main purposes. The first, identify the unique characteristic of classroom conversation. Two, helping students understand and use classroom discourse features. And three, evaluating learning and teaching outcomes. The main focus of discourse analysis in the classroom is on sentence cohesion through tracking relationship between sentence, speech move, and speech as studied by Richard and Schmidt. By understanding the resource of discourse analysis, teachers can adjust their teaching method to be more effective and help students achieve communicative competence in English.